Welcome friends to One Stop Java Solutions. I am Snehasis and today I am going to explain you the Java Proctored Assessment 14th August. Okay, so this Proctored Assessment is conducted by TCS. Okay, so in my channel One Stop Java Solutions you can see all the previous proctored assessment solution is there. Okay, and this is the last one of 14th August. Okay, so before moving forward, just read the assessment carefully and try to understand what you have to do. Okay, so first if you see here that create a class player with below attributes. Okay, there are 5 attributes. Okay, and then you have to write the setter getters and parameterized constructor in the above mentioned attribute sequence as required. Okay, and then create a class solution with the main method. Okay, so you have to create two class, one is the class player and another is the solution class. And here you can see that solution class will contain the main method, so solution class would be public, and this class, the player class, this is means not containing the main method, so that you have to you can create means make this class as default class. Okay, and also these are the attribute of this class, so you know that I have already described in my last videos that the attribute should be private. Okay, because this is the OOPS concept of data hiding, that is the encapsulations. Okay, so that if you make this attribute as private, then outside means by mistakenly you cannot change this value from outside of the of this class. Okay, so private attribute only you can access using setter and getters method. Okay, setter getters and the constructor also, you can using the constructor you can assign the values of this method means of this attribute while you are creating the object of this class. Okay, so first I am creating this player class and the solution class. Okay, so for that I am going to Eclipse. Okay, and copy this, the name of this class is solution. Okay, so copy this one and I am going to Eclipse, and then here you can see YouTube demo. I have already created a project. Okay, inside src you can see there is a several package is there, so I am creating one package. Okay, this is for 14th August. Okay, so creating one package and giving the name as TCS PA 14th August. Okay, you can finish, and then inside this package create a class, Java class, and give the name as main solution, and this class will contain the main method. So click this means check this public static void main this box and click on finish, so it will automatically create the main method. Okay, inside the class. So okay, so this is done. Then you have to create another class that is called player. So class, this should be default because the solution class is containing the main method, so I make that solution class as public, and this player class, create a class player. Okay, this is done, and this class is containing this attribute, this 5 attribute. Okay, so I'm copying from here and pasting here. Okay, so first one is the int, so int, then second one is string player name, so it's a string player name. Third one is int, so int score1, then score2, this is also score3, it's also int. Okay, so I will make this as private. Before doing that, remove it and give a semicolon for every attribute. Okay, so this is basically variable declaration. Okay, so these are the attribute. This I have already discussed. This you have to take copy of this, and you it is required here as well, so I am pasting there, and here I am making this as a private int. Okay, copy it, private, here also private, okay, save it. Then you have to generate the setter and getters method. So you can manually write setter and getter methods. I am using Eclipse IDE. So what I will do, I will take the facilities from this IDE. So go here, click on source, then here you can see generate setter and getters. Okay, so select all the attributes and click on finish. Okay, click on OK button. So setter and getter, that is nothing but means setter will set the values in that attribute, and getters, once outside of this class you want to access the values of that attribute, then you have to call the getter method. So it's very simple. If you see one setter method, this is a get method, so public int get score, this is only returning the score 3. Okay, and while you are setting this score 3, so public void set score 3, and it will take means expecting some values that you have to provide while calling this method. So that is the int score 3, and then this dot score 3 equal to score 3. That means whatever attribute inside this class, this is score 3, this score 3 will assign the values of this score 3 that you are passing. Okay, so this is basically the setter method, and getter method, once you call the getter method, it will returning the score 3's value. That's it. Okay, and then the constructor you have to declare. So for that, again right click, go to source, and then generate constructor using fields. Okay, so select all the attributes and click on OK. So constructor is basically nothing but it's a like a function, okay, or method, but here you means for constructor, the name of the constructor should be same as the class name. So here class name is player, so constructor name must be player, and constructor don't have any return type. Okay, not even void. Okay, so here you can see for method, if it's not returning anything, then the return type is void, but for constructor, if it will means no return type should be there. Okay, not even void. Okay, and it will take all the parameters, so all the attributes, basically you have 5 attributes, so all the attribute list is here: player ID, then player name, then score 1, score 2, score 3, and it is assigning these attribute values with this value that you are passing at the time of object creation. Okay, so using constructor at the time of object creation, you can pass the values and set the values, the attribute, that is the attribute containing the class. Okay, so the class containing those attribute, you can assign the values of those attribute passing those values. Okay, so these are the values that we are expecting this constructor, and while means creating the object of that class, you have to pass these values, and that value will assign corresponding field. Okay, so this is the constructor. So it's done. Okay, so implementation of the player class is done. Okay, then go to the assignment once again, and here you can see that inside the main method you have to implement two static methods: find total 100 counts and get top players in the solution class. Okay, so inside the solution class you have to write these two methods, and then find the total head counts method. This method will take one input parameter array of player object. Okay, so this will take one parameter. Okay, so that is the player. Okay, player object. So player array means you have to create a player array. That array will store the player object. Okay, so you have to create player object as well, so that I will do. Okay, so first you have to define these two methods, and these are the static methods. So here inside the class solution, just write public static, and what would be the return type I don't know. I have to check this method name and then the method, and then once again public, copy this, public static should be same because these two methods are static method and these are the public method. And here you can see the method name is get top player. Sorry. Okay, get top player, so paste it here, and the return type and argument list that you have to check. So these are the method, so inside this bracket you have to mention the parameter. So here you can see this method will take an input parameter array of player object. Okay, so array of player object, so that you have to create here. Okay, so here I am creating one player object, player basically array. So here I am creating player, giving that pl, simply pl, player object, player pl equal to new player, and mentioning the size. You have to create 4 player objects. So here you can see that you have to create 4 player objects. So I am defining the size of that object is 4, so that means it will store 4 player object. Okay, so that object you have to pass here. Okay, so that object you have to pass here. So for that, what you have to do, so it will only take this object, right? So this object only takes, so player, so this object it will only take as a parameter, means this array. So here write this, and here also write this. Okay, and return type that I will check and write here. Okay, so now here you can see that the first method, this method will take an input parameter array of the player object. Okay, that I have mentioned. The method will return the number of hundreds scored in the matches by all players. Okay, so it's basically a count. Okay, so how many hundreds made by all the players in a match, that number it will return. So for that, what is the return type? So int, so integer is the return type. Here I am writing int count equal to 0. Okay, and from here I am returning return count. Then I will implement the means method body, what is the business logic is there, that I will implement later. Okay, so this is the first method. And for the second method, so here you can see if has no scored 100 in any matches, then it should be return 0. Okay, so that's it. And then get top players method, this method will take one input parameter array of the player object that I already mentioned. Okay, right in the code. The method will return the player object who has scored maximum runs. Okay, so player object, it will return a player object. So here I am creating a player P. Okay, and initially I am assigning it as null, and from here I am returning this P, and here the return type is a player object. Okay, so return type is player object, so I am return type is a player. Okay, so it's done. Okay, then we have to write the business logic. Okay, and here you can see that all the string comparison are the case insensitive. Okay, so case insensitive means name, if there is any name, so if it is start with capital or small, that should not be, means both should have to, you have to consider both. Okay, so no case sensitive, it's case insensitive, that means capital and small both should be treated as same. So the above mentioned static method should be called from the main method. Okay, the method that should print the count as returned by the method and the return count is 0, then main method should print no 100 scored in the tournament. Okay, and the get player method, this method should print the player ID and player name from the return player object. The player ID and player name should be concatenated with while printing. Okay, so it should be like this. So this is the player ID and this is the player name, okay, who has scored the maximum run. Before calling this static method in main, the scanner object will read the values of 4 player objects. So you have to create the 4 player object that I already means while I am creating the player array inside the solution class, okay, or inside the main method. So I have mentioned the size as 4. That means that array can hold 4 player object. Okay, so attributes in the above mentioned attribute sequence, consider the below input and output that I will consider later. Okay, so here so this means before calling those method in the main method, okay, so what you have to do, you have to create 4 player object. Okay, so for that what I will do, I means player object, once you create the player object, so it will expect these 5 attribute values. Okay, so each player object should expect these 5 attribute values, so you have to read those values from console. So for that I am defining a scanner, means creating a scanner object. Okay, so using scanner object I will read the values from the console and store in this attribute. Okay, so scanner is equal to new scanner, then it will take values from console, that is the system. So system dot in. Okay, so system input basically. So system it will expect some values from the console. So for that this is the syntax. So system dot in. Okay, so basically from the console it will take the values and it will store in this attribute. Okay, so using scanner class, it is inside the java.util package. Okay, so you can see that java.util.scanner. So that package you have to import. So import java.util.scanner. So here you can see it's imported. Import java.util.scanner. Okay, so it's done. And for 4 you have to means take the values of the 4 player object. So 4 player object, so you have to create 4 player object basically. So for that here I am writing one for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 4 and I plus plus. Okay, and inside this for loop what I'll do, I'll take the values. First player ID, it's a integer, so player ID equal to sc, that is the scanner object, dot next int, because it is an integer, so it will expect, if you call the next int method, so it will expect some integer value and it will take the values from console and it will store the values in player ID. Okay, then similarly the next one is the player name. So this is the player name, so give player name equal to sc dot, this is a string type, so next, for string it is a next line. Okay, so if you call the next line, so it will take the means some string from the console and store in the player name. Similarly these are the integers, so score 1. Okay, so score 1 is integer, so here score 1 equal to sc dot next int. Okay, similarly score 2 and score 3, just copy this line, okay, and paste here. Okay, so score 1, this is the score 2 and this is score 3. Okay, so it's done. So that means one iteration of this for loop, it will take 5 values from the console and store in these variables. Okay, then you have to create an array and you have to store in the player array. Okay, so pl I equal to new. Okay, new, then you have to call this player constructor that I already created. So and you have to pass these values. Okay, so player ID, then player name, then score 1, score 2 and score 3. Score 1, score 2 and score 3. Just change this to 2 and it's 3. Okay, so if every iteration of this every iteration of this for loop, what it will do, it will take 5 values from the console, create and player object by use means calling this constructor, and store that object into player array. Okay, so like this way it will create 4 object. Okay, that means it will expecting 20 values. Okay, and it will store those object in the player array. Okay, so that's it. And here you have to remember one thing: after reading this integer, if you try to read the means scanner sorry, that is the string on string object, then you have to use this line once. Okay, so you have to use sc dot next line, and then if you means read the string, so it will read the next string and it will store in the player name, that is the string type variable. Okay, so after reading any integer or double, okay, or any numeric values, if you try to read the string values, then you have to use this line sc dot next line here once again. Okay, so it's done. Then inside this main method, you have to call these two methods. Okay, so here what I will do, int, okay, number of century int number of century equal to, you have to call find 100 counts. Okay, or number of century, instead of century you can write 100, number of hundreds. Okay, so in number of hundreds, total number of hundreds, so for that I am calling this method, and this method you have to call with this attribute pl. Okay, so this player attribute you have to call, and it will return some integer values, and that integer values we are storing in the integer values int number of 100. Okay, and here you can see it will print the number, but here you can see that if return count is 0, then the main method should print no hundreds scored in this tournament. Okay, so this you have to write here. Okay, this message you have to print. So here what we are, if okay, okay, and here we are printing this, and here we are checking if number of hundreds, the values of number of hundreds equal to 0, then we are printing this, else. Okay, remove this bracket, this is a single statement inside this if statement. Else what we will print, we will simply print this value, number of 100. Okay, the count of number of hundreds. Okay, so this is the one thing. And then for the second one, for the second method, this main method should print the player id and player name from the return player object if the player and player name should be concatenated with while printing. Okay, so here for the first one, this is the message. For second one, if it is null, then no message is there, I believe. Okay, across and player should be returned if player is scored 100. Okay, so for the second one, no message is there. So if no message is there, so that means it will never return, means there must be some, means the player should score some run. Okay, so they if you means here you can see that the maximum run scored by a player, so this method should never return any null value, so that's why there is no message means for null object. So here only thing is that you have to print the player name and the player id. Okay, so that you have to print. So for that what you have to do, here create one object or don't need to create anything. System.out.println, and inside that you are calling this method, and this method will return get top player. Okay, get top player. Okay, so do one thing, it will return a player object. So here first to create player p equal to this method, and call this method will that array. You have to pass the array to this method pl, and it will return some player object, and based on the return object you have to print here p dot get player id, then plus, and it will be concatenated by a slash, and then we p dot get player name. Okay, so these two, player id and player name, you have to print with this means have to concatenate with this slash. Okay, this is done, and then you have to implement these two methods. So for this method, what you have to, so this player object, we are passing the player object, so this player object is containing 4 values. So here iterative for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 4, and I plus plus. Okay, and for every iteration what you have to means total number of 100 count. So what you have to check, if this pl I dot get score 1. Okay, if this get score 1 greater than equal to 100, okay, or this one is greater than equal to 100 okay, so for every time you have to check greater than equal to 100, then you have to means count, you have to increase the count values, count plus plus. Okay, if else okay, so if you simply you can do only if statement, then for similarly you have to check the same thing but only for 2. Okay, then if this one is score 2, okay, if score 2 is greater than equal to 100, then just increment the count values, and similarly for the score 3 also, if it's greater than equal to 100, okay, then do means increment the count values. Okay, so for every iteration what it will check, so for pl I dot get score 1, get score 2, and get score 3, if any one is greater than equal to 100, then increment the count values. Okay, and so for every player object it will check if these 3 values means score 1, score 2, or score 3, if anything means any values is greater than equal to 100, then only count plus plus, and after means it will iterate 4 times, so that means for 4 object it will check, and then it will return the count values. Okay, so that is basically total 100 counted means scored by any player in that match. Okay, so that's it, and for the next one what it will return, for get player method, the method should print the player id and player name for the return. This method should print the count and return the zeros. The main method should print the no 100 scored in tournament. That is done. And for this get top player, this method will score the maximum sum of all matches scored. Okay, so for that what you have to do that, okay, so for that what I will do that initially player equal to null. Okay, and what I will do, I will check for here also it will take this array and this array containing 4 player objects. So for that I am iterating a loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus, and every iteration what I will do, I will calculate the total score. So int total score equal to total score equal to what would be the total score. So it's a pli dot get score 1 plus score 2 plus score 3. Okay, so it would be score 2 and then it will be score 3. Okay, so I means calculating the total score, and then what I will check that, and here I am taking another variable int max score equal to 0. Okay, and inside this variable what I will check, if max score less than total score, if max score less than total score, then what we will do, if max score less than total score, then we will means in p what we will assign that current player. Okay, so pli that we will assign here. Okay, so that's it. And what we are checking, basically for every object we are calculating the total score, and in another variable we are means storing the maximum score. Initially it is 0, so basically after first object, means for first object it must be, means it should be greater than. So if it is greater than, max score is less, means greater than, if max score is less than the total score, so it's true basically for first case. So it will, what it will do, it will in the player object it will store the first player. Okay, and after that it will, means for second, third and fourth it will calculate the total score, and if any score is greater than that, then it will just means pointing that player. Okay, p will pointing that player. That's it. And after that so who is containing the maximum score, that object, that player object will be returned by this p. Okay, so that's it. And so it's done, basically nothing else is pending, so it's done. Now we have to execute this. So I am executing this. So execute, here you can see that before calling, okay, these are the input set. So these are the input set. So I am copying it and pasting in notepad plus plus. So here I am pasting these values. Okay, so here you can see this is the input set. There is a 20 values. Okay, so 20 values means for 4 object you have to create, and every object containing 5 attributes. So that means 5 into 4 equal to 20 values. So that with that 20 values I am running calling this. And here if you enter, so here you can see that the what is the output is basically, okay, output is 5, and okay, output is 5, and okay, it's fine, it's the 5. Okay, but the second one, first one is, there is a total 5 centuries. So here you can see that this one century, this 101, so 2, this is 3, and here is no century, and 3 4, and here it's 5. Okay, but for the second one it's not giving the correct result. Why? It seems, okay, for the second one inside the for loop what we are checking, okay, go into the second method for it. Okay, if max score is less than, inside the for loop what we are doing, we are calculating the total score, that is the Okay, total score equal to, first we are calculating the total score, then we are checking if the max score is less than total score. Okay, oh, okay, got it. So here one thing you have to do, here max score, okay, then you have to change the max score as well, otherwise it would be always 0. So max score equal to total score, and then you have to assign, you have to means pointing that player object. Okay, so that's it. So run it once again with this set of values. Okay, with the values here, enter here. So here you can see it's a 900 and 999, that is the ID of Rohit, and it's the Rohit. Here you can see that output of this file also Rohit. Okay, so now I am explaining you why it's giving this one. So here you can see for Rohit, here you can see there is a 3 centuries. Okay, so no one have the 3 centuries, so it's that means Rohit has scored maximum. Okay, so that's why it's giving Rohit's ID and name. Okay, that's it. So if you change anything, suppose okay, so these values just change the centuries, change the centuries. Here is no centuries, here is no centuries. So if there is no century, so that message you will get, here. So okay, run it once again with this set of values, enter. Yeah, so no 100 scored in this tournament. Okay, and here the maximum score means, as I delete it, so here you can see that Dhoni has the maximum score. Okay, so Dhoni is 60, 65 and 80. Okay, so he has the maximum score, so that's why it's giving the second means output as Dhoni, and its ID is 888. Okay, so it's perfect. So I am explaining once again what I did. So basically from first here you can see, first you have to create one class with player. Okay, name player, and this player class will contain these 5 values, 5 attributes. Okay, and also you have to create the setter and getter methods for every attribute, and also here I have created the constructor for this player class. Okay, so that is the player class. Then in the main method, what we are doing, we are creating a player array. Okay, that array will contain 4 player objects, so that's why we are mentioning the size as 4. Then using the scanner class from console, we are taking the values and storing in every player object. Okay, these 5 attributes we are assigning the values in the player object, every player object, and store that object in this array. Okay, here you can see using scanner class we are reading the values from console, and then we are assigning that values, in this player object. Okay, like this way we are creating 4 player object and storing in that array. Okay, then we are calling these 2 methods. One is the find total 100 counts, and with that object, player array basically, and the second method is this get top player, and also calling this method by this array, player array. Okay, then inside this method what we are doing, we are, for the first method, that total count 100 counts. So what we are doing, as this array containing 4 values, 4 player objects, so we are iterating 4 times, and for every iteration what we are checking, if score 1, score 2 or score 3, if any score is greater than equal to 100, then we are incrementing the count values, and at the end of this for loop we are returning the count value. That means anything, means if any player they have the 3 score, so any score is greater than 100, that means that is a 100th century. Okay, so that century we have to count, and we are finally we are sending these count values, and based on this return type, if it is 0, then we are printing that no 100 scored in this tournament. If it is not 0, then you have to print that number. Okay, number of hundreds. Okay, for the second method what we are doing, basically this is also taking that player array, and here you have to check who has scored the maximum. So every player have three score 1, score 2 and score 3. So we are calling those method, those attribute values. So score 1, score 2 and score 3 are adding, that is the total score. Okay, then we are checking, we are taking one another variable with max score, that initially is value is 0, and every time what we are checking, if max score is less than total score, that means total score is containing the current player's total score. Okay, so current player total score is, if it is greater than max score, that means that is the max. So we are swap that values. Okay, so max score, we are exchanging the values of max score with total score, and we are means pointing the current player to P. Okay, and like this way we can identify which is the player that scored maximum. Okay, so that player object we are returning from here, and based on this return type, here we are, how we are printing, we are printing the player ID and concatenating with a slash, then appending the player name. Okay, like this way we are printing. Okay, so that's it. Hope you can understand it. So for other proctored assessment, whatever till now conducted by TCS, every proctored assessment means only the Java assessment, not all assessment. There is also Unix, I guess Unix is there, so that is not covered in my channel. So in my channel, every Java assessment you can find, and you can, if you like my channel, you can subscribe my channel, you can share with your friends, and also click on the bell icon, so that once I upload the next video you will get the notification. Okay, and also in my channel, everything related to basic Java, code Java. Okay, and the web related topics, means how to design web sites, and the means the advanced Java also, that is JSP Servlet. All these things I have covered, and also various means tricky problem. Okay, that also I have explained with details explanation, so you can notice those things in my channel. So you can go there and watch all these things. Okay, so thanks for watching this videos.